So when you hear the name Machiavelli, what comes to mind, right? Cunning plots, ruthless power grabs, the whole ends justify the means thing. But what if I told you that the only major work he published in his lifetime, well, it wasn't about politics at all. It was about war. And it reveals a side of him that honestly might just blow your mind. Let's dive into his classic, The Art of War.
And right out of the gate, Machiavelli tackles this idea head-on. See, back in his day, everyone just kind of accepted that the life of a soldier and the life of a regular citizen were two totally different worlds. And you know what? They thought it should be that way. But for Machiavelli, well, as we're about to find out, he believed that separation wasn't just wrong, it was downright dangerous.
Okay, so to really get how he's going to bridge that gap between the civilian and the military, we first have to rethink what he even means by the art of war. Because for him, it's not just about, battlefield tactics and strategy.
And this is really the heart of his entire philosophy. For Machiavelli, a strong military isn't just part of a healthy society, it's the very foundation it's built on. Think about it. All the best laws, the best institutions, they're completely useless if you can't defend them. It's a simple, powerful idea that fundamentally ties the soldier to the health of the state itself.
So that brings us to the huge problem that Machiavelli saw all around him in Italy at the time. Its complete and total reliance on, hired guns.
And Machiavelli's definition here is really straightforward. A mercenary is just someone who treats soldiering like a profession. It's a job. Their goal isn't to defend a country or a cause, it's to get paid. And he argues that this one single motivation, money, poisons everything.
And wow, Machiavelli does not pull any punches here. He basically sees mercenaries as completely and fundamentally untrustworthy. And you have to ask, why? Well, think about it. To be good at your job as a mercenary, you have to be greedy. You have to be violent. Your loyalty isn't to the state that hired you, it's to whoever's cutting the check. They literally profit from war, which means they become a huge problem the moment peace breaks out.
And here's the crazy paradox of the whole mercenary system, right? A state hires them for protection. But the second the war is over, boom, their paycheck is gone. So what do you think they do? They don't just go home and take up farming. No, they form gangs, they sack the countryside, they basically become land pirates, turning on the very people they were just paid to defend.
I mean, this quote from the book just nails it perfectly. War makes robbers, and peace hangs them. It's a brilliant summary of the whole problem. A mercenary army is just a self-destruct button. You're basically hiring criminals in waiting who need violence to survive, whether it's an official war or just robbing you blind.
All right, so if the professionals are the problem, what's the solution? Well, for Machiavelli, the answer was a truly revolutionary idea for his time, the citizen soldier. He really forces you to think about this fundamental question. If the guys who make war their business are, by nature, corrupt and untrustworthy, who on earth can a state actually trust to defend it?
And here it is. This is his answer, the absolute core idea of the entire book. A state's best defense, its only true defense, is its own people. A militia made up of regular citizens, people who put down their tools, leave their farms, and pick up arms to fight for their own homes, their own laws, their own future.
And when you put them side by side, the difference is just night and day. The mercenary, he fights for profit. The citizen soldier, he fights for glory and the public good. The mercenary is loyal to his paymaster. The citizen is loyal to the state. And here's the kicker. In peacetime, the mercenary makes trouble, while the citizen soldier, well, he happily goes back to his day job.
Machiavelli even pulls this incredible story from Roman history that just perfectly illustrates the point. You've got this Roman general Attilio, right? He's on the verge of crushing the Carthaginians, a huge victory. And what does he do? He asks the Senate for permission to go home and check on his farms. Can you imagine? That's the mindset. Duty is a temporary call, not a career.
So at the end of the day, Machiavelli's case is that a citizen army is just better on every single level. It's morally better because it keeps the state from getting corrupted. It's way more loyal since the soldiers are fighting for themselves and their neighbors. And honestly, it's just plain more effective. I mean, who's going to fight harder to defend a country than the people who actually call it home?
And all of this leads to a much bigger and maybe even more surprising point about what an army is really for.
He basically says that any successful republic or kingdom throughout history was founded on one core idea. It had to be defended by the people who lived there.
To him, outsourcing your defense isn't just a bad strategy, it's like outsourcing your own sovereignty. It's a non-starter.
And this is maybe the biggest takeaway of all. For Machiavelli, an army's purpose isn't just to win wars. It's so much more. When you train citizens to defend their society, you're also teaching them discipline, teamwork, civic virtue. So a good army doesn't just protect the state, it actively helps build a better one.
And that's how we come full circle. By making soldiers out of citizens, Machiavelli's solution heals that dangerous divide between military and civilian life that he warned about at the very start. Because when the people who defend the country and the people who live in it are one and the same, that's when a state is truly at its strongest.
So, this all leaves us with a really big question, one that's just as powerful today as it was 500 years ago. In our modern world of professional volunteer armies, Machiavelli's ideas kind of force us to look in the mirror and ask, what is the proper role of a citizen, of you, in the defense of your own society? And what do we gain, or maybe more importantly, what do we lose when we hand that responsibility completely over to someone else?